Are writers crazy or merely misunderstood? Provocative headlines that writers are miserable and depressed and crazy lunatics occasionally pop up to tease us. Are we crazy? How are we crazy? How can we write while crazy? Is the term crazy politically incorrect? Hello and welcome back to my writing journey. I'm Ellen Byerrum, a former Washington, D.C. reporter and author of books and various plays and short stories. Like you, I am working to finish another book after my Art Deco mystery, Crook Tales for Two. It is called These Crooked Things, and in these videos, I comment on writing, news about the industry, and some other issues that occur to me. If that sounds interesting to you, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and give this video a like, and ring the bell to be notified of new videos, which I do about once a week. Today, our fun topic is, are we writers crazy? It's hard to sift through the morass of information on this subject, writers and nuttiness. But I found a 1987 Washington Post article about a study of a mere 30 Iowa Writer Workshop faculty members. Quote, confirms the long-held view that there's a link between genius and insanity. End quote. The article goes on to say that 80% of the writers were found to have suffered at least one episode of mental illness, usually manic depressive illness or depression alone, compared with 30% of a group of non-writer professionals matched for IQ, age, sex, and socioeconomic status. First of all, I just want to say what a small, self-selecting group of people. It strikes me as very homogeneous to really call anything interesting. While the study was hunting for schizophrenia, it didn't find any. Oh, that's so sad. Instead, it only found depression and alcoholism. But keep in mind, it was basically a small, self-selecting group where everyone was very similar. It didn't take into account all writers. A 2021 article by Craig DeLuey explains, quote, the process of creative formulation in physical writing lights up a whole lot of the human brain. Language, cognition, memory, visual processing, planning and control, and the ability to make associations between unrelated concepts all come into play. The prefrontal cortex, the anterior cingulate cortex, Broca's area, posterior cingulate cortex, and hippocampus. And all that makes sense when I found another article from 2017 by Erica Rasso, which concludes writing can be very strenuous on the brain. She noted that writers wake up, eat, write, nap, eat, write, sleep. And yes, I need my naps. I'm on board with this information. We shouldn't need justification for our sleep, but people are always complaining about it. I once attended a talk by playwright Nick Dark, who wrote The Dead Monkey. He explained that he had a shed where he wrote, and there was a sofa, and his friends would come over and find him napping and say, you're not writing, you're sleeping. He would say, I'm writing. A lot of writers understand this. I understand this. I nap regularly, which brings me to people who ask, where do you get your ideas? My first reaction is, don't you get ideas? But I don't say it. There comes a time when you have to guard your ideas. Thoughts can be annoying and intrusive and wake you in the middle of the night, the familiar companion you want to throttle. But many times you give up and reach for a pen or tablet, knowing that if you scribble down the idea, you might fall back to sleep and expand on your ideas in the morning or the next day. But let me speak in defense of writers. The truly crazy ones are a subset, not the majority. I have known a variety of writers, none of which could be called truly off their rockers. Take reporters, old-style reporters who believe in ethics and the truth above all things, the type of reporter I was. Obviously, I am not talking about Fox News fabricators and liars, but the real deal. Reporters are interested in the truth, the facts, and disseminating the real stories that happen all around us. Descended from the town criers of old, reporters love to talk, to discuss, to argue, to drive home their points. We know everything. That's what we are. We will look at a fact and test it. We do like being right, and we glory in it. Then there are the playwrights, sad and morose, subject to never-ending failure and rejection, and still they write. For example, you can write a great play and no one will produce it, or it could be produced badly and fail because of the actors and director. Or it can be produced and everything is working right, it is a work of art, but the reviewer doesn't get it or is having a bad night. Or maybe the audience doesn't materialize or like it. Finally, there are too many playwrights and not enough theaters. If someone else's play is produced, it means yours is not being produced. The list goes on and on. The possibilities for failure seem endless, and maybe you have to face up to the fact that your play isn't very good. Ouch. Being a playwright is the dramatic equivalent to Prometheus stealing fire for mankind and having your liver eaten every day. On the other hand, when everything is working, nothing feels as wonderful as hearing that applause. To me, it feels like warm sunshine and honey pouring down on you. And then there are the mystery writers, most of them anyway. They are among the happiest and most welcoming people I have known. Just because someone reads another mystery, it doesn't mean they aren't going to read yours. Mystery readers are voracious. They can like thrillers, historicals, and traditional tales all at the same time. And mystery writers, because they take care of the people they hate in their stories and books, there's time left over to be jolly, to make good conversation. I listened to a novelist once who said he hated his boss so much that he killed him in his book. In fact, he killed the boss in 3 different books. I firmly believe many bosses are oft in fiction. Now, I will admit that writers are always thinking, and they think about things like, hey, that's an interesting place to be dispatched. Or, this would be a good place to discover a body. What about this method? I was gratified when a reader of my book, Designer Knockoff, wrote to tell me they were so happy that Lacey found a body in Huntley Meadows Park because this woman always thought it would be a great place to find one. Dealing with a variety of characters can make you more open-minded, more creative, and more fun. But crazy? Not so much. That's all I have for today, and I'll see you next time. Bye.